What you're about to hear is Elon Musk like you've never seen him, calling out voter fraud, political violence, and a coordinated campaign to destroy Tesla and silence conservatives. He's naming names, urging action, and he's warning America that the future is being rigged in plain sight, guys. This isn't about cars. It's not about court cases. It's about power, truth, and the survival of this republic. Watch this entire clip, guys, because what he says could impact everything in 2025 and beyond.
You said the other day
Absolutely.
you uncovered some evidence that there was massive Social Security fraud and that arrests were imminent.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that? And what can you tell us about what you've seen politicians do to make massive amounts of money off of the federal government, like Nancy Pelosi? Please.
Yes. So we've encountered, there's really so much for it. It's deciding what should be prosecuted first, because it's such a long list. You have to actually prioritize the list. We convey the list to the Department of Justice. The DOJ has a process that they go through to review and think about it. The wheels of justice turn slowly. In fact, obviously, I have a maniacal sense of urgency. So to me, when I see that terrible fraud has happened, I'm like, why haven't we arrested someone already? But as the saying goes, the wheels of justice turn slowly but surely. And I think probably the person that stole 400,000 Social Security numbers, at least, maybe more, will be arrested hopefully this week. With respect to the non-governmental organizations, these sort of fake NGOs, I think there needs to be a number of arrests in that regard as well, because these are fake charities where mostly Democrats, I don't want to be clear, there's sometimes a little bit of Republican in there, because they sometimes throw the Republicans a bone to say, hey, be quiet about this. So that's where you start getting the uniparty thing going on. Mm-hmm. But it is overwhelmingly to Democrats, and they give give billions of dollars to NGOs run by Democrats that then go through a whole network of additional NGOs. It's a giant money laundering scheme. Really, at this point, I think the word NGO and money laundering are almost synonymous.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you.
Makes sense to me. Kennedy?
Hello, Judge. And hello, Elon. Welcome to the Five. Great to talk to you. So let's talk a little bit about some of the anti-Tesla violence. Your car company was...
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it was a leftist dream come true. It was technologically advanced. It was the word of mouth was better than any car company, arguably, on the market. And now the left is trying to make it a pariah by tying their anti-Elon politics to violence. How do you talk the unhinged off the ledge? And how do you counter that violence that you're seeing at Tesla dealerships?
Yes, it is remarkable that there is so much violence. People have burnt cars, they've fired bullets into dealerships, they've scratched swastikas into Teslas of the innocent people that they're just going about their lives. They've done nothing wrong. And Tesla has done nothing wrong as a company. And so I find it ironic and incredibly hypocritical that the same Democrat politicians who would want to throw someone in prison for 20 years simply for watching things at January 6th, but not actually doing any violence, you don't hear a single word from them about the actual violence happening against Tesla. What incredible hypocrites they are. It's outrageous. This is fundamentally a case of terrorism. It's wide-scale domestic terrorism with the purpose of intimidation, and it's harming innocent people. It's really terrible. And I think what we actually have to get to are the people who are organizing and paying for these attacks and protests. That's who we really need to go after, because the people who are actually throwing the Molotov cocktails, they are the foot soldiers. Right. But we need to go after the generals, and we're going to do so. The president has made it very clear that we're going to go after those that are paying and organizing these violent attacks. And Attorney General Bondi has said the same thing. I believe that that is exactly what will happen.
Do you know who they are?
We're coming for them.
Do you know who those generals are?
We know. We do.
Yes. And hopefully the prosecution will be for RICO and an organized criminal enterprise, which makes the penalties
Absolutely.
even more serious. And now to Jessica.
Yes, absolutely. These are serious crimes where the organizers and pushers of mass violence will go to prison for a very long time.
That's right. Okay.
And I hope they see this segment.
Well, we'll play it again. Jessica.
Okay, well, liberal Tesla lover here. My sister has 2 in her family, so have not thrown any Molotov cocktails recently. But I wanted to talk to you about what DOJ has been doing. So you've been making cuts to a lot of the agencies that have open investigations and regulatory battles with your companies. At the same time, you continue to get billions in government contracts. Tesla gets billions in subsidies. How do you explain that to the American people?
Well, everything that DOJ does is an open book. So I think the most transparent action, the most transparent organization in government ever. Every single DOJ action is listed on the DOJ.gov website. It's also listed on the X handle. So if anyone has a concern about any one of those actions, they can bring that up. They can raise that. And I do want to say, like, sometimes we make a mistake. Nobody bats 1,000. We will at times make a mistake, but we'll act very quickly to correct it. I am under such an extreme spotlight, so much scrutiny, that it's literally impossible for me to get away with anything nefarious. And obviously, nor do I wish to. So this is a case where we have radical transparency. We're actually willing to admit that we do make mistakes. Often people are not willing to admit they make mistakes, but we are. But we want to emphasize we fix them quickly, and we're trying to do the right thing for the American taxpayer, for the American people. And I think history will be the judge that what we've done here and what we're doing is a very good thing for the strength and future of America.
Okay. So, Elon, for one last time, why don't you remind the viewers why the election in Wisconsin is so important to America as well as the Trump agenda?
Absolutely. So the reason that because it does seem like, why isn't this rather a small thing? And it's happening, ironically, of course, on April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is very real. So a judge race election in Wisconsin will decide whether or not the Democrats can gerrymander Wisconsin in order to remove 2 House seats from Republican to Democrat. Because of the razor-thin margins in the House, that would mean potentially a flip of the House from Republican to Democrat. That means at the next election, roughly less than 2 years from now, the House will then immediately take action to stop the president's agenda. And it's always worth reminding people the president was elected with a majority of the people of America, a meaningful majority of the popular vote. So all the president is trying to do is implement the will of the people. And they're trying to stop the will of the people through judicial trickery. And in fact, in general, there is a huge problem with activists that are actually politicians in judges' robes. And that needs to stop. It's undermining the integrity, the reality, and the perception of the integrity of the legal system of the United States. And these fake judges should be ashamed of themselves. They're just pretending to be judges, but they're making the law instead of implementing the law. It's wrong.
Yes, and they're activists. And you say that you can both register and vote today?
Yes, you can both register and vote today. And the voting stations close at 8 p.m. local time.
All right. Elon Musk, thank you.
Okay, guys, do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up like button to support the channel. Guys, Elon Musk is exposing the dark money flowing through fake NGOs, organizations that are supposedly charities, but are really money laundering machines funding left-wing causes and political violence. He even called them out for weaponizing government grants while claiming moral superiority. Guys, why isn't this the lead story on every network? And let's talk about the violence against Tesla, because I know that's why you came to this video. Swastikas scratched into cars. Dealerships firebombed. Bullets fired. I mean, when I was hearing that, the first thing I was thinking is, oh, so Democrats do own guns. Guys, this isn't a peaceful protest. This is domestic terrorism. And yet the same politicians who screech about January 6th say nothing when the violence targets someone that they politically disagree with. What does that tell you about them? It's hypocrisy, guys. Absolutely. Highest level of hypocrisy. Musk is calling for DOJ to go after the generals, he calls them, the organizers behind these attacks. This is huge. Not just the foot soldiers, but the ones writing checks and pulling strings from the very top. And if RICO charges are on the table, things are about to get very serious. He also brings up voter ID and how it's on the ballot in Wisconsin. Guys, this is common sense. Why is the left so afraid of basic election integrity? If your argument is that voter ID suppresses votes, you're saying people are too dumb to carry ID. That's insulting and it's dangerous. Imagine we had the same standard for those that are driving our streets. So we're saying you can't drive a motor vehicle without a license, but you can go vote on the future of America without a license. Guys, let's keep the conversation going. Let me know, why do you think the left is so obsessed right now with destroying Elon Musk and Tesla? It's insane. Do you think the DOJ will actually go after the organizers behind these attacks? Or do you think that the government's just going to keep protecting its own and everything's just going to kind of fall through the cracks? And how do we wake more people up before these small races shift the entire direction of the country? We had something amazing gifted to us, guys, when Donald Trump won the election, when we have a majority in the House and the Senate. Let's not throw that away. Drop a comment down below, guys. I read every single one. Like this video if you believe in holding corrupt elites accountable. Subscribe, guys, for more truth that the mainstream media is not going to cover. And guys, consider becoming a channel member to help support bold conservative voices like this. Guys, we're not backing down. Let's go.